I feel $1 million, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel $1 million Hong Kong dollars.
But yeah, funnily enough, it doesn't feel like we've been out. We've been out for over 7 months now, and it's just flying by, man. I mean,
no plans at all. But I know there was some. I know no one and them both. I think they're planning to do some outside kind of stuff. And like the last time we had some time off, I mean, I ended up producing an album and did a few little like guests, bits and pieces, and started DJing. So you kind of you do things to fill the time, but they're never really take you too far away from the main attraction.
You've got to get this tour out your system, and not come back down, but just reconnect to sort of start again, cleanse, play with the kids,
Oh, you mean
I see what you mean.
me and Gem? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good doing these massive ones. I mean, the like Slane Castle as well. These gigs are like events in the same kind of way that Nebworth was.
Well, when they sold out, I remember coming straight into this. Where we were, I don't know where we were, but Liam come straight in and he was just going, look, and he was, he was really chuffed for us. That's how he put it. Because they, like Andy says, it's an event, and so he was like, I'm really glad for you guys,
They're not as excited as we are. We keep talking about these stadium shows. We're like, we cannot wait to get there. I mean, not that we don't enjoy this part, but we're definitely looking forward to that.
Well, things like we're going to play Sunderland, which is kind of my hometown, and my dad was a lifelong Sunderland supporter. When Sunderland won the FA Cup, I'd never seen my dad dance before. And then suddenly he's jumping all around the living room, and so we're going to play Sunderland's football ground. So there's lots of little things like that, is in the back of your head.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah. I mean,
I hope so, yeah.
I really think he's great, and there's no bad points to what he does. It's great. So, yeah, I hope it'll be Oasis should be a 5-piece.
But, he's one of the few drummers, if ever, that I've played with that he never drags. And he's really great to improvise with. And, he's just a great lad as well.
Sorry,
I haven't heard that one, sorry.
Sorry, everybody. That song has been sort of recorded, but not finished. We did a really good version in Abbey Road. And how far did we get with it?
It's just one of those.
We didn't finish it.
It's his initial demo is still to be topped for me, really.
Oasis is one of these bands with a kind of ground rules to the sound, so it'll never move too far away from that. But within that framework, it does. I think it changes quite a lot.
Quite a lot, yeah. We did an interview the other day, and they said they were just really open, going, I think your music has changed. We were like,
I'm not used to hearing that.
Yeah, we're not used to it, but absolutely.
Although it's like. It doesn't seem to matter how far out we make a track. If Liam sings it, then it becomes Oasis. So if you took away the vocals and played some of the backing tracks, then you'd sound like a lot of different bands. But as soon as you get Liam G on there, it just pulls it in. I get the respect I need from my mates. I don't really.
And the front row and the back row, and it's
our mates in the crowd. I mean, it's like we don't really get too down about press and stuff like that, and we don't get too up about it either if it's good. We try and just like.
We all put our sort of demos or our ideas forward, and then sometimes you can just tell some of them. I mean, I put 5 songs forward, and then when I heard for this album, when I heard the 3 songs Noel demoed around my house, I knew some of them instantly were never going to fit with what it is. It doesn't mean they're bad songs or good songs. They just weren't on the map for this journey, if you know what I mean.
For me, I would say I think I topped them with a lot. I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to top Turn Up the Sun. I'll have a good go, but I think that was my best song that I've brought into the band. But you're right about the White Stripes influence. That was definitely what I was listening to.
And mine, you know, I was just overjoyed, man, how it came out. It's not often that you have an idea and it translates in the studio how it is in your head. It's really quite rare, and you've got to get used to sometimes getting 8 or 9 out of 10, you know. And this one was just bang on. Loved it, man.
Sorry.
Really satisfied.
Smooth as Life is one of those songs which I think we could do a really good live version, a live recording, because it's getting longer in the shows, and it's really taken on a life of its own. So I'd like to see it come out on a live version at some point,
dude,
as well. Can't see it. I was always a reluctant singer anyway. I mean, in Ride I used to sing a few harmonies, and sometimes I'd sing a song myself, but I wasn't very good at it. And then in Hurricane I decided not to sing anymore, so I didn't do any. I think I maybe did a few backing vocals and that stuff, but you know, Kem is more your proper singer.
I love singing, and I still sing around the house, and it makes me feel good, but it is not. I can't see it yet, you know. I wouldn't count it out, and I'd be honoured. But you know, them two, they're amazing singers. You know, seriously, they're both right. I mean, Noel's just like getting better and better and better as a singer. You know.
What sort of single-releasing monster band are we? 22 singles?
22.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. Have that, girls allowed. I think it's a different era now, you know, and you know, it's kind of.
I think
do singles exist anymore? You know, it's just.
Well, something definitely happens to the way the charts all work. I don't think our fan base has changed that much. I think it's just that the chart system is now geared around pop and downloading, and our audience is. I don't know what's happening to it really, but I think it's more of a change in the way that they're trying to count the sales or something.
I do think that's a good point. Lack of new songs, you mean? Yeah, without a doubt. I think that's why on Falling Down, Noel sort of he said, look, you know, I'm Out of Time didn't have a new song on it, and I think Oasis was kind of always built on the strength of them B-sides, you know. And I know Liam's really into the idea of letting his hair down in the B-side session kind of way, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to get around. I mean, we haven't really worked it out what to do in this new sort of world. It is a new world. We haven't worked that part of it out yet, the singles, because, like you say, Oasis was always about B-sides, and that's where you got these albums like the Master Plan. Well, that album. And I think we might have another one of those in us, somewhere along the line. But I think, we should be doing B-sides. We should be doing, every time a single comes out, it should be like, you can only buy it as single if you buy the B-sides or something. Or something
See,
like
we
that.
obviously haven't got a clue what we're talking about. But no, it's right. It's like, I think every album, the whole game changes, because I remember it was all about short films that were on, the single, the DVD. You remember all that?
Yeah.
And now with YouTube and stuff, it's all up for grabs, and blogging and stuff like that. And it just seems like by the time the next album comes around, there'll be a whole different plan again. I was thinking today, You know, the Beatles catalogue hasn't been out on iTunes, and they're really wrestling with this whole thing when it comes. They might miss the boat, because by the time you can get Beatles stuff on iTunes, people might be buying it on F-Tunes or something. You know,
they might have
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they should get their arse in gear.
Get their arse. Tell the Beatles to get their arse in gear.
Yeah.
I think it was meant to be.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be, but yeah, I think it was definitely a good move to pull me and Gemin from bands on the same label, and it was just lucky the way it all worked out. Lucky for us, lucky for them as well. Old. Yeah, we started playing together in October '88, so it's been like 21 years now. No, I just don't think you should. I don't think as good as a band is, you should never reunite it if it's gone. I just think it's more magical that way.
Someday it'd be great for people to be able to get their hands on it, and I'd like to rejig it, because there were some tracks that we put out on the album that shouldn't have been on there, and we didn't even put the singles on it.
Well, why don't you do it, man?
Well, someday it'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do it.
Well, which one?
Right then.
Do it tomorrow.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I think
it's
like we say, a different world now, especially if you can, not tart it up, but put it. I've learned a lot more, and I didn't put the singles on it because I was just thinking about the way the Jam used to do stuff, and that was always my little benchmark. But what a stupid move, really. I think both of them are doing it via other people, if you know what I mean. If you say blog to Noel, he'll walk out, man.
But do you know what?
One-night journeys.
I've got an idea.
Textual contact or something, I don't know.
I've got an idea, and because I started DJing a few years ago, when I was living in Sweden still. I think I might try and do some DJ type mixes, maybe put them online or something. But then I'll just get sued, won't I?
He wouldn't force us. No way, man. He's so into it. He had a pair of shoes on the other night, and we were like, God, they're great, man. And he's like, no, and he's really, that is close to his instrument as well as his voice. So he wouldn't, he's always running things by us, going, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Try this on.
What would you do if your mate told you that?
I would do it for the sake of
Would
it.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't.
I think I'd have to draw the line at the ostrich costume.
Yeah. But, Liam's clothes are great anyway. His clothes are brilliant. Pretty Green and stuff I've seen has been really spot on, to be serious.
My 12-year-old son is just not having emo. They use it as a diss.
He is emo.
He's not emo. He'll kick your ass, man. They use it as a diss. Like, oh, you emo. So, we come from a different era.
Yeah, we do.
And it's like...
The dinosaurs of rock, man.
Well, yeah, man, it comes from a time when it was all about word of mouth, and, we're not...
You could leave your door open.
Absolutely. And I can't see there being another, as you say...
Sometimes I think we're holding it up. I think we're taking up that space of where that band should be. Because we're still here, they're not allowed to come through. But that doesn't mean that we're going to stop.
I don't think it's I don't think stuff. I think that the shit falls by the wayside, and all of the people that get a chance don't get a chance anymore. That shouldn't, if you know what I mean. So people can focus on what they need, and I think my mate runs a guitar shop, and I asked him how it was going, and he went, people are buying more. And I just I treated myself to a really decent hi-fi the other day, and I said to the guy, how are you doing? And he went, we're selling more. So some things, whether people are staying at home or they're really getting into their music or whatever, but do you know what I mean? Maybe they're not going out for Ponzi dinners and they're staying at home playing records, or I don't know.
There's some good stuff in there, I tell you. There's some good stuff. There's some good, really, really good, melodic pop music in there.
Well, no, I wouldn't have said so, because
Next year we'll probably make it.
we don't finish this tour till November, and then the last tour took me 6 months to even start feeling normal. Really.
Find his way home.
To kind of come down, and we've all got to see our families, and and who knows what Liam and Noel are planning on as well. So things take time. This one started in autumn 2007.
I think if Liam's hair fell out, I think that would do it. Or anyone, any band member. If any band member walked into the rehearsal room and they were bald as a coot, I think everyone would immediately walk out of the door and go, yeah, see you later, boys. That was fun.
was born in it, so.
Oh, that's true. But then what, Yeah. He wasn't the front line though, was he? I think maybe me and Gem would get away with it. But if it's the front line boys, I think that would be the end.